Good morning. Actually, that's a lie. It's afternoon. Good afternoon. I slept 10 hours last night. It was glorious. Last week, showed you guys that I painted my nails. This week, I feel like the state of my nails is very reflective of the state of disrepair that my life has been in this week. The curse of 2020 finally caught up with me. I got the plague. We can talk more about my experience with that later, but basically I'm doing much better. I just have a little bit of congestion, and other than that I feel fine, but also I am still sleeping 10 hours a night. So I think I will consider myself fully healed when my body stops requiring 10 hours of sleep to tell me that it has been fully rested. But anyway, this means that obviously for the last week I haven't done anything health or fitness I mean, it's all been health related, but not fitness related. I've gone for like 2 20-minute walks. I'm just trying to take it really easy, like not put any extra stress on my body. Just really focus on healing. But I felt like decently good for a couple days, and so I think today is the day that I actually like do a walk, like a light walk, not a long walk, but like a walk, like an intentional walk to get movement in. So I think later today, I have a meeting in a little bit, but after that I might go down to the little beach, do a little walk on the beach. Not sunny or anything, so it might be miserable and cold and not helpful at all, but I need fresh air. I've literally not left my house in a week. So I think we'll start with a cup of tea and maybe some breakfast. Let's go do that. We have the tea. This is like my favorite tea. Wait, peppermint tea though. This is one of my favorite teas. If you've been around for a while, you'll remember when I went through like a couple months stint of just being obsessed with this and making it all the time. For the honey, I actually used normal honey, but also Beekeeper's Naturals honey, which is just such good quality honey, but also full of like a lot of the other compounds in honey that are really good for you that tend to not make it into normal honey, like the propolis, and it's really good for the immune system. So threw that in there too. So for breakfast, I'm gonna make some chia seed pudding. Keep it nice and simple. By simple, I mean I'm gonna add everything to the chia seed pudding, but chia seed pudding itself is relatively simple. Starting with half a cup of water, just because I feel like when you use the kind of almond milk that's like actually just like mostly almonds, if it's just almond milk, it doesn't absorb into the chia seeds as well, because like it's a lot of almondy pulp. So half water, and then a little bit more than half a cup of almond milk, because we're gonna do a normal amount of chia seeds, but also add in some things that also absorb water, so we need a little bit extra moisture in there. So my perfect ratio of chia seed to liquid for the chia seed pudding is 1/4 cup of chia seeds for every cup of liquid. So we're gonna do 4 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then a tablespoon of ground flax seeds. So I need a little bit extra moisture in there. Maybe a little bit, a little bit more. Just this much. Tablespoon of shredded coconut. There's not much left. I'm just gonna dump it in. There's more left than I thought. That's a lot of coconut now. I'm gonna do a tablespoon of hemp seeds, and maybe 2 tablespoons of cacao nibs. Maybe a little bit more than 2 tablespoons of cacao nibs. Need something to sweeten it, so I'm gonna throw in a drizzle of honey. Look at how pretty this looks. So good. Now we're just gonna mix that all up and keep mixing that every like 30 seconds for a couple minutes, and then we'll refrigerate it And then we'll chew pudding. All right, it's been like 20 minutes. The pudding has become puddingy, so it is now time to eat it. But first, we must add toppings. This looks a lot more extra than I was planning on. I thought of one more thing that would make it even more extra. I'm gonna do it. I recently remembered that I have bee pollen in the fridge, so we're gonna sprinkle this with bee pollen. Just a little bit. Very happy. Ooh, yes. Yes. As soon as I thought I might get sick, throughout all of being sick and while I am still on the mend, I am taking like a full arsenal of supplements regularly during the day. We can talk about that at the end of the video too, but it's a lot. So I'm at the beach, but I got here and straight up sat in my car for like 15-20 minutes not wanting to get out because it's very gloomy. Took my shoes off. My feetsies are freezing right now. Look at these adorable little birdies. It feels so nice to be out moving after literally like not moving for a week. You guys know me. I love being active. I love getting my movement in. And I definitely needed to be sedentary for a bit. Like that was 100% what I needed to do, what I should have been doing, what felt best for me to do in the moment. But now that my body is healing, I'm feeling better. My body is starting to crave movement again. Oh my goodness! There's a whole sand dollar. Look at this! So pretty. I haven't seen like a whole one before. They're usually all broken. Just gonna put that back. Look at this! Look at this view. It actually looks really pretty on camera. Like very stormy. I love it. Isn't this just like the prettiest thing on the planet? This is why I do this. I'm so full of gratitude.
The next day.
I'm really glad I went for that walk yesterday because it is now raining outside today. There will be no walking for Marissa today unless it stops raining. Which hopefully it will, because I would like to get another walk. I was being lazy yesterday and didn't show you what I had for dinner. I'm entitled to be lazy because I'm sick. But no, it was actually just very uneventful. My mom brought me some homemade chicken and vegetable soup, and so that's basically all I've been having. So it wasn't gonna be that interesting, so I just didn't film. But today, I have some more tea. Probably gonna make some breakfast in a hot minute. But speaking of health and the immune system and all of that good stuff, a couple months ago I showed you guys I did a gut health test where I sampled my poop and sent it into some scientists and they came back and told me how healthy my gut was. Well, I decided to do that again because I feel like a gut health test is a very, very good marker of health. It's obviously not the end all be all, but it's a very good snapshot of how healthy your body is when you take the test. And I wanted to see how much my gut health had changed, even if it got worse from the previous time that I took the test. And I just got my results back the other day, so I wanted to share them with you guys. And a big thank you to Ombre Labs for sponsoring this video. This stuff is the kind of stuff that just brings out the nerd in me, like testing various health parameters. This is why I started my YouTube channel, was to experiment and like test my body. So super stoked. And if you do want to try out Ombre and test your own gut health, if you go to tryombre.com/MissFitAndNerdy, you will get yourself $30 off a gut test. I will leave a link to that down in the description box below. But without further ado, let's check out my gut health. So it appears my gut score has improved since last time. Not too much, to be fair. There's not too much room for improvement when you're already at a B. Ooh. I was a straight A student. Getting a B kind of hurts hurts a little bit. Want my gut health to have an A. We're gonna work on that. That's gonna be a 2022 goal. Get my gut health to A+. Extra credit, 120%. But either way, it did go up. I think it was at like 79, 81 or something before, and now it's at 84, so we're doing better. You can see that compared to the average, which is 62, I'm not doing too shabby. And my gut diversity score, there's the A that we're looking for, 96%. I have superb gut diversity. Thank you very much. But this is what I actually wanted to look at, the bacteria levels. This test is really cool because it gives you a breakdown of a bunch of different types of bacteria in your body and whether or not you're in the healthy range for like that specific bacteria, and it flags the ones that you're deficient in or ones that you have too much of if it's a bad bacteria. So I am pretty significantly deficient in bifidobacterium. I'm at 0.088%. and I should be at about 1.8%. And one of the benefits of bifidobacterium is that it calms eczema. Getting that in check would probably help with my skin. Although, as you might be able to tell, my skin is doing quite a bit better. It's still, we're getting there. Still some issues, but doing much better than I was like 2 months ago. So improving my bifidobacterium may be the final key in getting my skin the rest of the way there. And then through Ombre, you can actually take these recommendations and it synthesizes a personalized probiotic for you, like based on what strains you're deficient in, which is like so cool. So this just allows you to be much more bio-individual when you supplement. Y'all know how I feel about bio-individuality. But it also gives you foods to add to help grow the bacteria that you're deficient in, and foods to avoid to not feed any bad bacteria that you may have in your system. So I should be adding in some celery, chicory, shiitake, asparagus, and spinach, which are all things that I don't eat a lot of. So I am not surprised. Wants me to add avocado. I'm not mad about that. I can do that. And then foods to avoid. This is the same as last time, which doesn't surprise me because I didn't avoid these because I like them, which is always the crux of the issue. The amount of squash I consume is squashing the amount of bifidobacterium in my body. So if I were to stop eating so much squash, my bifidobacterium may be able to flourish a little bit better. But like, it's winter, it's squash season. I will consider reducing the squash intake. So I think those insights are fascinating and invaluable. And if you're dealing with any significant health issues like bloating or constipation or a weakened immune system or skin health or struggling to maintain a healthy weight, the answer could be in your gut. The gut is like the origin of all of your health in your body. And so if something is off, looking at the gut first is gonna give you the clearest picture of where to go. Your gut contains trillions of bacteria. You are more bacteria than you are human when it comes to like amount of cells. This is why an imbalance in your gut bacteria can have such a profound effect on your health. And Ombre makes it super easy to test your gut health. They ship a little thing right to your door. It's super easy to follow the collection instructions. It takes like 2 seconds. And they get in their lab, do the little sciencey thing, and come back with the full results that you just saw that I got, but custom for your gut, obviously. So if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend that everyone does, like this is something that I want to incorporate into my life at least once a year, just like as a marker of health so I can see how I'm doing. But you can go to tryombre.com/MissFitAndNerdy to get yourself $30 off your test. I will link that down in the description box below. Check it out. Learn about your gut. Learn about your health. It's just, the nerd in me is so happy. So just made breakfast, 3 eggs with some cashew cheese on some gluten-free sourdough with some arugula. It's quite chilly today, so I wanted something nice and warm and delicious. It also appears to have stopped raining outside, so maybe after I eat this, we'll go for a little walk.
10 seconds later.
In the time that it took for me to eat my breakfast, started raining again, and over the last 2 minutes it started raining harder and harder and harder, so I might as well sit back down and tell you guys about my experience being sick, because I feel like, hello, I'm gonna get a lot of questions about that. First of all, yes, I am going to censor myself and not say the words that may get this video flagged. So if I'm phrasing things funny, that's why. So here's what happened. My roommate came home from a trip on Monday feeling fine. On Tuesday, he woke up feeling less fine. Took 2 at-home tests, both of them came back positive. That day, so less than 24 hours after he got home, I woke up with the lightest of tingles in my throat. Like, not a sore throat, nothing that would make me think, oh yeah, I'm sick. Something that when I woke up, I just like noted it, but like dismissed it. So Tuesday, day 1 post-exposure, I felt basically fine. Day 2, I felt like my throat was off, and I definitely had like a smidge of a headache. Like, I just felt a little bit off. I didn't feel bad. I was just like, chances are this is not gonna go well. By Thursday, it was not going well. Definitely had a headache when I woke up in the morning, and definitely just felt like blah. Like, I felt sick, like you do when you feel sick. I was a little bit achy. That morning I had a call with a doctor to discuss my options if I were positive. At that point I was testing all the time, was getting negative test results. But I was like, I want to prepare for the worst. So like, I had a call with my doctor. It was entirely useless. That was fun. But that day I proceeded to get worse and worse. By like halfway through the day, I was extremely achy. Like, particularly, like, I swear my upper body was fine. I was just really achy from like here to here. My quads were just not having it. I was still functional though. Like, this day was the worst day, and throughout the whole day I was functional. Like, if I had needed to do something, if there had been an emergency, I would have been totally fine to go do it. By the end of that day, I had a fever. It was a pretty bad fever. It got up to like 102.5. So like, less than ideal. But that was kind of the worst of it. Was like a pretty high fever, and I was decently achy. But if I was just like laying in bed doing nothing, I was coping. Like, I wasn't miserable. I was a lot worse when I got sick like 6 months ago. Told you guys about this. I was sick for like a couple weeks. I was miserable. Like, that was not fun. This was, for me, a lot more mild. And then every day after that, I progressively got better really fast. I think I had a fever of like 99 the next day. The aches were mostly gone. Little bit of congestion. Beyond that, I was like pretty okay. If on my worst day I was like 80% bad, by the next day I was like 40% bad, and then by the next day I was like 20% bad. Today is Tuesday, so it's 1 week post first throat tingle, and the only symptom I have is a little bit of congestion, so I would put myself at like 95% better. Just to clarify, I'm not trying to say anything about this. I just knew a lot of people would ask me how it was, how I was doing, like how it felt, so I wanted to share. I know a lot of people have it a lot worse. I know a lot of people can get it and have no symptoms. Like, this is just me sharing how it felt for me. And if you guys know me, you'll know that as soon as I thought I might have been exposed, I did everything that I could to support my body and hopefully help my body heal as fast as possible and have it not get too bad. Obviously, I have no idea if anything I did actually worked. It's possible that everything I did made it worse, and if I hadn't done anything, I would have been totally fine in 2 days. I don't know. And that's one of the reasons I don't want to talk about what I did publicly on YouTube, because I'm not a doctor. I don't want it to even remotely look like I'm recommending anything. Here's the deal. If you do want to know what I did and took and various things, feel free to DM me on Instagram, and maybe I'll make like a little list of everything and just copy and paste all the information that I found so that you can read it too. Like, and again, none of this is going to be what I'm recommending. I'm literally just gonna copy and paste things that I read so that you can read it too and make the best decision for your body. So if you are interested at all, I know a lot of people are getting sick right now or preparing to get sick because it's just madness out there. If you're interested, DM me, but we're not getting into that in this video. So that's that. If you do have any other follow-up questions about any part of this, do DM me or shoot me an email. Just want to keep that discussion out of the comment section just for algorithm purposes and because again, I don't want anything that I say to be misconstrued as medical advice. But I hope you're all happy and healthy and stay healthy going into the new year. One interesting thing that has happened that I will share is since adding in all these various supplements, I feel like my fingernails are so strong and there's nothing in particular that I would immediately say, oh yeah, duh, it's like that supplement, but like my fingernails are super long, like so strong. So, doing something right. So I ended up having a giant bowl of soup homemade by the one and only Monster, full of vegetables and chicken and delicious broth with a side of 2 slices of toast for dinner. It was delicious. It was exactly what I needed. That was hours ago and I am still really full. I am still recovering my appetite since being sick, but it's a lot better than it was like 3 days in to being sick. So we're doing fine. Also managed to scratch off all the nail polish on this hand, except for my thumb. Anyway, that's it for this video, this update, this everything. I hope it was in some way helpful for you guys. As we are coming up on the new year, comment down below and let me know what your goals are, health and fitness wise, for the new year. If there's any kind of content you want me to make to help you along your journey, let me know. I am here to serve, to just give you guys the kind of content that you want. So leave some comments down below. I'm gonna go get ready for bed, prioritizing the sleep while I am still healing. Last night I only needed 9 hours of sleep, not 10, so we're doing better. So optimistic, but I still want to make sure I have time for 10 tonight in case I need it. So I'm gonna go put my PJs on, get ready for bed. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!